200 kilometers from Belgrade, at the foot of the Zlatibor mountain, encircled by numerous hills, the town UZICE is situated. It is economic, cultural, and administrative center of the region, the town which bore Tito's name. Many monuments in the town and its surroundings are proof of the troubled and tumultuous times, and the medieval fortress of Nikola Altomanovic dominates the town that was for the first time mentioned in 1373. At the foot of the old fortress, on the way out of the cliff of the river Jetinja, there is the first hydropower plant in this part of Europe that began to work only 5 years after the one which was projected by our famous scientist Nikola Tesla on Niagara Falls. In the very center of the town there is one well-preserved representative 19th century house, the Jokanovic House, also known as Distillery. Because of the typical folklore style of building, the ethnographic museum with permanent museum tenant is set there. On the way to the mountains Zlatibor, the residence of tourism in Serbia, the village Mačkat appears. The best recommendation for the traveler is to stop there for the very simple reason: it's time for lunch. The village Mačkat is famous for smoked ham and roast meat, even out of the borders of our country. Healthy country food waits for you at any time of the day in one of the traditional restaurants. The village Rožanstvo has good conditions for the development of tourism, especially the country one. In its vicinity there are the Vapa Spa and well-known Stopić Cave. The facts that for sure single out this Zlatibor's village are the carpenters, the craftsmen that since the old times have been manufacturing little wooden barrels and tubs which can only be found in the village of Rožanstvo. The unique ethnographic museum in the open is settled in the village of Sirogojno, whose name the industrious knitting women spread not only in the country but also in the world. The Old Village Museum includes the unique whole and constitutes the complex of the ancient styles and culture of habitation in the Old Vlag, as the area of the mountains Zlatibor used to be called. As the legend says, the village Gostilje and its inhabitants got their names as good and hospitable hosts. In this abundance of beauty and peacefulness, it wasn't too hard for them to be hospitable, and so it isn't now too. Gostilje is settled at about 1,000 meters above the sea level and has exceptional potential for the development of tourism and production of healthy food, because the nature here, in its unique beauty, was really generous. Special characteristic of the village Gostilje, but also of the whole region of UZICE, is the great waterfall on the river of Gostilje. It is the pearl of nature and real tourist attraction that, in its greatness and power, invites admiration. Marvelous and unique union of the river and landscape resembles the famous waterfalls of the river Krka. It is said that the fairies are bathing in the mysterious whirlpools, but how wouldn't they, when in this abundance of beauty the mortal loses his breath? It is hard to imagine the landscape of the mountains Zlatibor without Vodice and the village Ljubiš, where meanders of the river Rzav glide by the unique valley under the gallery of Božo Kovačević, maybe the most famous painter of this region. The mountain Zlatibor is famous for quality pine building material since the ancient times, so thanks to that, there remain preserved very important buildings made of wood, among them churches and log cabins take eminent place. One of the most famous and the most beautiful is certainly the one in the village Dobroselica, built in 1821. Beauties of the village Dobroselica are eternalized on the film tape. In that village and its surroundings there were made at least 4 films. The next destination for the passenger through the region of the town UZICE is the village Zlakusa. The thing that distinguishes this place, by which Zlakusa is unique in Serbia, is that households here have been manufacturing ceramics the old traditional way for more than 300 years. Technological process of the manufacturing is very similar to that from the ancient times. The earthenware from Zlakusa is by far famous for its quality. The artists joined this unique trade, giving their contribution to its maintenance, so thanks to the international artistic colony of ceramics that has been taking place here since 1996, Zlakusa is famous on all meridians.